Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. We are looking at Rhipsalis, a very interesting plant. Interesting because it is a cactus and yet it is not a plant that is adapted to very dry conditions. It is an epiphytic plant, an epiphytic cactus. An epiphytic plant is a plant that doesn't grow in the ground, that grows on something else. On a tree trunk, in a hollow of a tree, or on a stone wall between rocks. So it is designed to live off a very little amount of soil that has accumulated in that something on which they grow, and they are not adapted to dry conditions at all. And yet they are cacti. So they evolved from plants, from a plant, like Rhipsalis is a cactus, so it evolved from a plant that was adapted to extremely dry conditions. And cacti, in order to adapt to grow on deserts and semi-deserts, they dropped their leaves in order to reduce the surface area through which water could evaporate. And they took a shape of a cylinder or a sphere. So every feature of a cactus is a product of evolution that designed it to save water, to preserve water, and not to care about light, because light is abundant in wherever cacti grow. With epiphytic cacti, and Rhipsalis is one example of those cacti, it's the opposite. They don't really need to care about evaporation. They don't really have to have the surface area small in proportion to the volume of the plant, but they very often grow in shade, because an epiphytic plant, when it grows on a tree trunk, it is shaded by a canopy of the tree on which it grows. So it needs to have a larger surface area in order to be able to effectively photosynthesize and to feed the plant through the process of photosynthesis and to build itself, to build the body of the plant. So because cacti lost their leaves, and because this Rhipsalis evolved from a cactus that was adapted to dry conditions, it doesn't have leaves. So it increased its surface area through narrowing and thinning the stems. And the stems are the organs that are photosynthesizing, that are green, unlike in other plants. Usually it's the leaves that provide, that are green, that are photosynthesizing, and stems are only structural organs that hold everything together. And here it's the stems that are the organs that are photosynthesizing. It is a very nice plant. It's a very decorative plant. It's not big yet, but I hope it will grow bigger. As you can see, it is in bloom. At the tip of every stem, or almost every stem, there is a flower. Look how beautiful they are. Okay, these flowers, and there are some flowers here as well at the bottom, and well, they are everywhere. Beautiful plant. It is blooming right now. It's the middle of winter. It's just 2 days after Christmas. And it is in bloom, and the way I treated it was I kept it outside during summertime, during the summer months. It was outside under a tree. It was watered by rain, and if it was not raining for a while, I was watering it in addition to what the rain could provide. And then once it got colder, I took it back home, and I was watering it, but very little. I didn't provide it with a rest period as deep and as profound as my other cacti are treated, but nevertheless I didn't water this plant as often as I was watering it during summertime. Maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe even less than that. And it seems that it likes that treatment because look how nicely it is blooming. Look how nicely the flowers developed. The other thing is I didn't keep it in the rooms where there is heating on. I keep it in a room that is not heated. So it's not very cold here, but still it's way below something that is called room temperature. It's about 15 degrees Celsius, which is not really that much. And it seems this plant responds very well to this treatment. And as I said, it's a young plant, relatively young plant, and I hope it will grow to be a more denser plant, and that will the stems will be longer and will look a little bit like a hanging basket or something like that. Okay, so that's it. This is what I wanted to share with you about my Rhipsalis. I hope you like it. I like it a lot. I think it's a very nice plant, and I really like plants that are, you know, interesting and unique, and this is one of those plants. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a great day.